Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be going over today's market recap. I'm going to be a pretty fast one because today's price action was just trash. So coming into market open overall was leaning higher time frame wise, definitely leaning bearish in a sense, considering we are delivering from sell side, or delivering from buy side. We are disrespecting bullish gaps, and we do have clear draws on liquidity above us here or below us here. Overall, looking at the structure of the market as well, it's just in a higher time frame sell model all the way to these lows by the looks of things. So higher time frame wise was definitely leaning more bearish, and we do have a lot more reason now to go towards that monthly gap, which would be a higher time frame retrace on the monthly time frame, which would make a lot of sense considering we just went all-time highs. So overall, with that in mind, was leaning a lot more bearish on the higher time frame than I was bullish. Now, coming into the day, I did have myself a few conditions. Those conditions were, I guess, this hourly gap, but overall this hourly gap is really big and it doesn't really look like we were rejecting out of it. I did see bullish price action because we did have an unfilled 4 hour above us here as well. We also had an unfilled 4 hour on the S&P 500 too. So there was definitely leaning bearish, but we had reason to go higher as well. So I definitely could have seen some bullish plays happening. So coming into market open. So market open, I'm pretty sure just ends up taking us higher here. Yeah, tiny little wick lower, and then we just end up kind of sprinting higher here. Draws on liquidity, honestly, main draws for me was London session highs. That was like my main draw for longs, and then for obviously the bearish side of things, just the internal range low here and any liquidity that we made on the way down to it. So yeah, I was looking for a cont here, didn't end up getting one. I think we ended up just chopping around here, and then 10 a.m. we had a beautiful setup forming here with a 10 a.m. open low high close with a 15-minute unfilled fair value gap as well, opening up at 10 a.m. But 10 a.m. actually ends up opening higher here, and then we make a move lower into this 15-minute fair value gap, and then I think we get presented with a long opportunity. Yeah. So the long opportunity that we got presented with was this here, and we came into this 15-minute fair value gap. We have good liquidity generated to the upside here towards London session, and then this displacement inside of this key level here was looking pretty good. We wicked the CE, or we wicked past, we swept inside the gap, and now we're getting displacement. We had the 15-minute candle closure as well, and then at this point we also have the hourly close as well through this hourly gap, supporting us price going higher here. So this was definitely like a valid stab in my opinion. Anyway, this second candle right here, I think it was a 3-minute actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. So ended up getting a 3-minute inverse. I think that was here. When's the candle? Okay, so there's the close. Right, so I ended up getting a 3-minute inverse right here. The wick, pretty shit, but it's whatever. But the narrative behind this trade, I do think that if you took this, it's not the end of the world. This is a pretty good stab. The only thing wrong with this trade, which was like the massive thing wrong about this trade, was that the S&P 500 was just in complete no man's land. Yeah, let's just even go to it. So what, this is 10:23. The entire day today was just completely ruined by the S&P 500, and this is what the S&P 500 did on market open. It ended up edging, making this 4 hour up here, generating a bunch of liquidity towards it, but just having no reason to distribute towards it. Like, there was no gap here. We left equal highs here, we left equal lows here, and it was just like this literally looks like the 5-second time frame on like Nvidia or something. Like, this is terrible. This price action was completely horrible, and S&P 500, you just had no idea where it wanted to go, and it was in no spot to distribute higher or lower, to be honest. So it's like, kind of, if you completely ignored the S&P 500, this trade right here is like probably A rated, maybe even A plus. But the thing is, if you're looking at the S&P 500 here, it brings the trade completely down to a B minus, C plus, just because of how bad this price action was. And I'm pretty sure during this time as well, and during actually basically the entire session, Donald Trump was speaking. He was having a meeting with someone, so it was yeah, it's just not good to be trading any of this. But overall, I do think this setup is 100% trade of the day. Setup wise, it's beautiful, but S&P 500 wise, it's horrible. And what was going on in the current market as well, it's just a bit too risky to take a stab at, in my opinion. But I think overall narrative wise, it's perfect. We should have 100% went to London here, not gonna lie. I think there was a little re-entry here as well. When we came into this 2-minute gap respected, it had a displacing candle, probably a 15-second, 30-second inversion or something. But anyway, this ends up failing. Simply just because the S&P 500 and overall just price today was just in no means to be listening to anyone or any rules. It was kind of just doing random shit. And yeah, we did end up delivering lower here to this hourly gap yet again, or unfilled hourly gap, sorry. And I actually don't know what we did. What have we done since then? Okay, so we're making moves higher now. Cool. So yeah, we came back all the way down into a discount of this gap, and then we ended up spacing higher here. I actually did take a trade yesterday, which I forgot to go over. I was just pretty busy yesterday. It was a break-even trade. I think it was break-even then TP. Let me actually just double check what yesterday's trade was for me. Okay. There's something in here. Maybe I'm tripping. Did I trade yesterday? Oh yeah. Okay. No, I didn't trade yesterday. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I'm tripping. I did not trade yesterday. Did not trade yesterday. Same scenario, just trash price action, and then today it's just trash price action again, honestly. And the only good setup was the one that I just went over there, and that was good. It was a good stab at a 15-minute continuation. But except for that, like everything else it was terrible, and even this setup in itself was poor because of the S&P 500 and because Trump was speaking during it. But yeah, overall just trash price action. Pretty bad week. Last week as well, pretty trash. I think I'm break even or slightly green, maybe like up $200 from last week, and then this week, I'd be surprised if I end up getting some solid profit this week. But we'll see. Obviously, there's still what day is it today? It is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Okay, it's Wednesday. Yeah, so we still have tomorrow basically, and that's it. And we'll see if we get a setup tomorrow. If we don't, obviously it's whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's recap. Nothing really to go over. I didn't take any setup today or yesterday or this week. I don't even think. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else because that's it. That's it for today's recap. No trade from me today. If you guys took anything, leave it in the comments below. I'm always interested to see what you guys are taking. And if you have any questions about today's video, why I faded something or why I didn't see whatever or blah blah blah, leave them in the comments below. I'm always interested. I'm always going to respond to every comment that has a question or anything about anything trading related. And in my bio, so in the bio of this video, I'm going to have my Instagram, Discord, and TikTok plugged in there. If you guys want to go check that out, give me a follow or give me a message on either one of those 3 platforms if you have any questions that you want to ask me personally about my trading journey so far, or if you're in a specific stage in your trading journey, if you have any questions about that, feel free to give me a shout. But except for that, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your evening, and yeah, except for that, I'll catch you guys in the next trade recap, which will be tomorrow. So peace out and stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.